Hello and welcome into the September 19th edition of the Spartan Sports Report. I'm Marin Klein.
And I'm Ethan Hunter. Marin, we have a show packed with action from just about every venue on campus.
Yes, we do, and today we start at Spartan Stadium. After a Week 2 victory against Richmond, Michigan State football took on 8th-ranked Washington. It was Harlan Barnett's first game as interim head coach for the Spartans. The 2013 Rose Bowl team was in attendance on Saturday to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of their victory over Stanford. Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. continued his hot start to the year with a 50-yard connection to Rome Odunze that would set up the Huskies' touchdown 2 plays later. Washington continued to dominate on offense as Penix found Jack Westover to increase the lead 28-0. MSU went into halftime down 35-0. Caden Hauser replaced Noah Kim in the fourth quarter shortly after he launched a 61-yard pass to Christian Fitzpatrick, which was the longest play of the night for MSU. Later in the drive, Hauser got the Spartans onto the board by diving into the end zone with a 4-yard touchdown run. Washington would take the game by a score of 41-7. Michigan State will host Maryland to open up Big Ten play for homecoming game this weekend. Now, away from Spartan Stadium, the controversy surrounding Mel Tucker is headed toward a conclusion just over 1 week after Michigan State announced a suspension of football head coach Mel Tucker due to allegations surrounding his relationship with Brenda Tracy. The university has informed him of their intent to terminate his contract with cause. The notice cited that Tracy's status as a university vendor made the relationship inappropriate and constituted a material breach of his agreement with the university. Tucker now has 7 days to respond to the notice with reasons that he should not be terminated.
On Sunday, the Michigan State women's soccer team battled against the Ohio State Buckeyes in their Big Ten opener. Ohio State started off strong here early in the match, but Caitlin Parks held her own with 6 saves in the first half. Here's one of them as she dives to save this header from the dangerous Amanda Schluter. She finished the game with 9 total saves, which is a new career high. Now in the 14th minute, the cross coming from Justina Gaynor and off the thigh of star freshman Bella Najera to put the Spartans up 1-0. Now moving ahead to the 62nd minute. This corner coming for Ohio State, and it's Sophia Lauder with a header of her own to tie up the score. The game would end 1-1 after offensive chances from both sides fell short after the pair of corner goals. The Spartans advanced to 5-2-2 on the season. Michigan State will go on the road this Thursday to take on Minnesota, who have not lost at home this season.
After a big win on the road against Notre Dame last Tuesday, the men's soccer team traveled to New Jersey on Sunday to open Big Ten play against Rutgers. The game was an absolute dogfight as neither team could put it in the net the entire first half. It wasn't until the 67th minute when Spartan freshman Will Eby knocked in a header to put Michigan State up 1-0. The Spartan defenses held strong as redshirt sophomore Zach Kelly had 5 saves on the day and was able to hold off Rutgers for 89 minutes. But his efforts would be squashed as Rutgers was able to net the tying goal with just 1 second left on the clock, ending the match as a draw and moving MSU to 5-0-2 on the season. Looking to keep their undefeated streak alive, the Spartans will return home to DeMartin Stadium this Friday to take on the Indiana Hoosiers in another Big Ten matchup.
After losing to Stanford 3-2 in overtime, the Spartan field hockey team opened up Big Ten play against number 17 ranked Ohio State. The game went scoreless for the first 3 quarters, but early in the fourth, action picked up, with Ohio State's McKenna Webster missing this chance at a penalty stroke. Now Ohio State with a short corner coming up, and wait for it, it'll be another save from goalie Cecily Charles, who had a career record of 14. Remember McKenna Webster missing that penalty earlier? Well, here she is with a steal in the semicircle and the first goal of the game, making up for it. With less than 2 minutes left in regulation, though, it's Lena Castle who scores on a penalty stroke, sending the game into overtime with a score of 1-1. Now in overtime, Ohio State's Zella Bailey scores to end the game at 2-1 in a Buckeye victory. The Spartans take the loss, but those 14 saves for Cecily Charles tied for the most in a game at Ralph Young Field. The team will continue Big Ten play on Friday, September 22nd against Indiana for student section night at Ralph Young Field.
On Friday, Michigan State's cross-country team competed at the Spartan Invitational. At the event, both the men's and women's teams finished in first place. 2 Spartans finished in the top 5 for the women's team, grad student Katie Osika and senior McKenna Veen. Osika finished with a time of 20 minutes and 54 seconds, and Veen finished with a time of 21 minutes and 4 seconds. Now for the men's team, 3 Spartan runners finished in the top 5. Senior Alex Penske finished second with a time of 24 minutes and 43 seconds. Josh Smith finished the 8K at 24 minutes and 45 seconds, and his brother Aiden Smith completed the course with a time of 24 minutes and 54 seconds. The Spartans will head to Charlottesville, Virginia this weekend to compete in the Virginia Invitational.
Men's tennis kicked off their season, sending players all over the East Coast at the Wake Forest Duels in Winston-Salem and the Gamecock-ranked match draw in South Carolina this past weekend. In North Carolina, Reed Crocker went 3-0 in doubles with Max Sheldon, and Sheldon went on a singles run of his own, finishing 5-1. David Say was undefeated in singles. Then down south in Columbia, grad transfer Ronald Homan III made his debut with the Spartans in the doubles tournament with Ozan Barris, where the team ended with a 3-0 record. They competed in singles as well, where Barris finished 6-1 and Homan finished 5-2 for the weekend. Barris and Homan will compete in San Francisco for the Battle in the Bay beginning this Thursday through Sunday, and Sheldon and grad transfer Sebastian Collard head to Wisconsin for the Milwaukee Tennis Classic on Friday.
Michigan State Volleyball wrapped up their non-conference portion of the season this weekend with a sweep at the 2023 Dog Pound Challenge, which took place at the UConn Volleyball Center. The Spartans opened up the weekend with a 3-0 sweep of UConn. Junior Grace Kelly led the way for the Spartans with a career-high 14 kills. Joining Kelly with double-digit kills was Taylor Hold'em, who had 12 kills, extending her double-digit kill streak to 6 matches. Following their matchup against UConn, the Spartans finished the weekend slate against Brown on Saturday and Binghamton on Sunday. Both matches ended in 4 sets, with the Spartans winning 3-1 throughout the action. Aaliyah Moore set a career-high 25 kills against Brown. The Spartans returned Friday to face off against their rivals in Ann Arbor, with the tip-off against the Wolverines scheduled for 7 p.m.
Coming off a second-place finish in the Folds of Honor Collegiate Tournament, Michigan State men's golf team hoped to keep their hot streak alive at the Fighting Illini Invite this past weekend. Day 1, they opened up with a team score of 295, finding themselves at the bottom of the podium. The second round didn't bring much change as MSU shot 4 strokes better with a 291, but still found themselves in 15th place. Unfortunately, due to unplayable conditions, the Spartans were not able to compete in round 3 for a better finish in the Invite. Michigan State looks to head to Illinois for the Wyndon Memorial Invitational on Monday, September 25th.
Women's golf hosted their annual Mary Fossum Invitational this past weekend. Mary Fossum was the first women's golf coach at Michigan State. The Spartans came out hot on day 1 with a team score of 285 in the morning and 281 in the afternoon. The collective team effort found them in first place with an 8-shot lead after day 1. Katie Liu led the Spartans and was also tied individually for first place after her 2-round score of 5 under. Unfortunately, on Monday, the Spartans struggled during the start of round 3 as they lost 15 strokes on their first 9 holes. The Spartans never regained momentum and eventually fell to second place as Purdue swept in and took first. However, it wasn't all bad news for the Spartans as Katie Liu finished in first place individually. Along with Katie, Layla Raines also cracked the top 3 as she placed 3rd. Michigan State looks to take this top 3 finish into next week as they tee it up in Toledo for the Glass City Invitational.
There was a lot happening in East Lansing this weekend, a lot of freshman success as the Spartans are going to get rolling into Big Ten play.
Absolutely, Ethan. That's all the time we have on this week's edition of the Spartan Sports Report. I'm Maren Klein.
And I'm Ethan Hunter.
We will be back next week. Thanks for watching.